Who that? Who that? What? Who that? Wait. Who that? What? Who that? Who that? Wait. Who that? What? 28. What? Who that? Hold that. What? Who that? Wait. Free bags. What? Who that? Whoa. Slim way. Whoa. Who that? Wait. Who that? What? Who that? What? Who that? Bass. Who that? Wait. Who that? What? Who that? What? Who that? Bass. Who that? What? 28.
Welcome back to Who That 2 for 2. It's your host TIMMAY, and it's episode 6. We're almost finished with the season, but of course we had to bring Angelique Sabrina. You haven't seen her for a while. We found what she's been up to. So Angelique, how are you doing today?
I'm great. Thank you for having me.
So with all my eyes, I always like to ask, why, when, and how? Why did you get into music? Like, what was your inspirations? Is it international or local? Like, who inspired you to get into music?
Well, growing up, my dad actually was a producer, so I always grew up in the studio environment. And it was something that always called to me. Like, I was the kid in class who was always auditioning for like the music.
Everything.
Like,
They tied you.
And I was mad if I didn't get the lead. Okay, so that was me. And it was something that my parents noticed about me and encouraged. So they really helped foster an environment for me where they were supportive of that. So I got in the studio by the time I was, 13? And I did my first single, and that's how my manager contacted me. And then I flew to New York and finished Pull Up, which was the first song I released with that manager. And from then, it's just been rolling.
So your father, but were there any artists you saw who you wanted maybe not really mimic, but just challenge your career after? Like,
Yes. Growing up, I know this is gonna sound weird. I used to like guitar. So the first thing that like really got to me was, and I know it's weird, but Taylor Swift actually. As a young girl, I want to write all my songs like that. I want to play the guitar like that. So just the fact that she was a 360 artist, she wasn't just the face, she was behind the scenes.
She was writing, she's playing
It
chords.
wasn't just like a big machine behind her. She was the machine. That really inspired me. And then of course, Rihanna, like just,
Island girl, make it to the States.
Island,
Yeah.
I was like, she could do it.
Why can't you?
Exactly. Yeah.
And low-key Bahamas way better than any other country, any island anyway.
key.
So
High
high key.
Real high key.
So you talk about Pull Up, but that song that must use on MTV. Talk to me about writing Pull Up. Like, talk to me about the process, the creative process of Pull Up.
Pull Up was a song that I actually started writing with my dad. So I got home, at the time I was going to St. Andrews. I was still in high school. No, man, St. Andrews is a good school. Sac yourself a lot of pride though. Y'all don't take class. Y'all don't take class. So I came home from school and my dad and I started writing the song. And we actually got Julien Believe involved with the writing of it too. I've been working with him from back then. People don't know, but we've always had like a brother-sister relationship from then. And he really helped mentor me. And then before it was completely finished is when I played it for my manager. And he suggested that I go to New York and finish it with some producers he knew there. So that's kind of how the process of Pull Up happened.
Talk to me about the experiences you were able to experience because of Pull Up. I always remember when I hear your name, MTV, and that was because of Pull Up.
Yes, I was on MTV. I also was featured, after that, the next song, Stop Sign, was featured on BET. So Pull Up was like a catalyst for like my whole career, and it was nothing. We didn't think it was gonna have the life that it did have, and I think the thing that helped propel it was the dance. The second I put out that dance competition and all the kids started entering and like wanting to be in the music video, that's what made the virality sort of take off for it.
Talk to me about, so after those two songs, Pull Up and Stop Sign, where you felt you were as an artist? Because at this point, how old were you? Like, you were still young.
At this point, I was 14, 15.
So pretty young. Like, I remember when I 14, I was only just playing video games. Like at that age, I wasn't worrying about doing stuff like this.
I always was really driven.
And I always wanted to like keep pushing myself and doing more and proving myself. So at that point, that's when I started to want to do more ballads, because I was like, okay, everyone knows me to do all these pop fun songs, but they don't know I could sing. So that's when I did my first ballad called I'm Ready, and we shot the music video all here in Nassau. So I just wanted to show more of my voice versus like my style, So that's when, and then from there is when I dropped my album, One for the People, which is still on iTunes. Yeah, but now I'm working on the new album.
So you didn't drop an album from that was about 5 years, 6 years?
Well, yeah, about then, because I just turned 20, so yeah.
And even though you're 20, you've been, like you said, a lot of artists haven't been through things you've been through. So what lessons can you give to other young artists who maybe want to do the pop, do the R&B? What advice as a Bahamian that can you give that you've experienced and maybe some mistakes or that you want to give people?
I would say as an artist, you have to listen to your artist intuition and your gut. You're really spearheading your entire career, regardless of the team you have around you. There's gonna be lots of opinions, and sometimes you feel like you can't get things done until everyone is on board, but that's not artistry. Artistry is representing who you are as a person in that moment. And I think it took me a while. I'm just coming to terms with that now, where I feel like, you know what, screw it. If not everyone believes in the one song I believe in, it's up to me to put it out and the fans to give me my feedback, and we go from there.
And you said you grew up with your father influence. Talk to me about the influence basically your father had on you and that dual role of being a father and being heavily involved in your music career.
Yes, I attribute all of my success to that support, because as a minor, there's only so much you can get done without the support of somebody who's willing to invest in you, time, money, all of it. So my dad co-signed with me as my co-manager with my other manager. His name is Gary Bernstein, when I was like 13 or 14. So he's been heavily involved in my career, which is good. It keeps me very grounded, and it makes sure there's someone on my team that always has my best interest at heart versus just the idea of me and, you know, really just using me. So my dad is always there to keep things in check, and he has my back. So we're like this.
Have you ever had any instances where creatively you said, Daddy, you don't do this, and he said, Angie, I really think so, or does he support what you do regardless?
Nah, I ain't gonna lie. We buck heads, and I think that's what helps. We have a lot of moments in the studio where we're like this, like just disagreeing. And sometimes it takes that tension to get the creative juices to continue to flow. Sometimes if you just have a yes man all the time, it gets flat.
There's no growth.
There's no growth, there's no challenging yourself creatively. So we constantly challenge each other, and it helps with our collaborations for sure.
And I know the Cable Bahamas, talk about that's still the big thing to say. Like I went on Google and like I just put in your name. The first thing was the Cable Bahamas is the songs. Talk to me about that opportunity.
That was an amazing experience for me. The anthem to this date is still one of my favorite projects that I've ever done. It's just an honor to be able to represent your country like that. Yeah, and it's a lot of pressure because we wanted to make sure we remade it in an authentic way, but we still wanted it to be relevant. You don't want it to be boring. Yeah, exactly. So that was really fun. And then they came to me and said they also wanted to do the Rev Go commercial based off my Stop Sign song. So we got to like shoot a whole music video that was like basically a Stop Sign music video, but for their Rev products. So working with them was honestly, it was one of the best experiences that I've had. And it really taught me a lot about how when you believe in your artistry, corporate then wants to become involved and believe in you too, and invest in you and work with you and collaborate, because they realize that the youth is where it's at, basically,
right,
you know?
Because we are the pulse of the culture, like we know what's happening right then.
Exactly, and it helps them relate to their market even more. So it was really fun. It was so fun.
So I'll have more after the break with Angie. Stay tuned to our sponsors, and we'll talk more about her living in Cali for the next couple of years. So stay tuned for more Who Dat 242. Mama, just killing me.
Mama, life had just begun, but now I've gone and thrown it all away.
Who that what? Who that? Who that what? Who that wait? Who that what? Who that? Who that wait? Who that wait? 28 what? Who that? Hold that what? Who that wait? Free backs what? Who that? Whoa, slim way.
We're still here, Who Dat 242. I'm your host, TIMMAY, here with the lovely Angelique Sabrina. You know her from Pull Up, Stop Sign. She rewrote, or did you? What was it you did with the Cable Bahamas thing with the anthem?
With the anthem, we just basically
covered it, basically.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's not something you really.
Yeah, you can't touch that. No, that's sanctified.
Yeah, exactly.
I know. So the first 2015, that was the first Bahamas Junkanoo Carnival. You had two songs. And was it the top 25 or the top 10?
It was That's a good question. I got to the Freeport.
I mean, she had two in the top 20. That's what Freeport was. So talk to me about that experience. It's a brand new thing.
It was fun. It was really fun getting to just join a movement that so many creatives in the Bahamas were a part of and getting to mingle, because you know people's names a lot of the time, but you never get to interact with
meet them and just see how they really are as a person.
Yeah, and watch them perform and learn from them. So that whole experience was a lot of fun for me.
So talk to me about those two songs you had in the competition.
They were so those actually are some of the most, like, I want to say, local sounding songs that I've ever done. It was really, they were very heavily Rake and Scrape influenced. And a lot of people know me for like my pop stuff, very international sounding, but those we wanted to keep it, of course, and the competition itself had guidelines.
Right.
So it was a fun challenge to make it Rake and Scrape, but not too folk or too colloquial sounding. You still want it to be fun. So yeah, it was a cool challenge.
And what was the creative process? How did you approach those songs because of the guidelines? Did you call in any extra help? And you had Julien for your first couple of songs. Did you call back in a Julien or other Bahamian artists to help with those songs?
I usually stick with the same team. I do collaborate a lot, but when it comes to like something that we take really seriously, it's like usually the same.
The core group.
Yeah, the core group of people. So obviously I worked on the production with my dad. Fred Ferguson was involved with like guitars because we wanted to make sure it sounded like real, you know, like that real Rake and Scrape sound. But I've worked with Fred Ferguson too on my album, so he's like a part of the core group as well. So we reached out to him, and it was a lot of fun.
So after that, you disappeared. You went to Cali. Talk to me about that.
Hemi was like, you ran
You
away.
you left. So talk to me about an island girl living in Cali.
Boy, listen, it's very. I have traveled a lot, so like I consider myself really Americanized because I was doing like a radio tour for Pull Up and Stop Sign, and I was in the States a lot. But living there, that's
different.
That's a whole other thing. Like after the first 2 months, it's like, okay, when am I going back home now?
This
is now home. Like it was weird. So it's something that I had to adjust to, but it's helped a lot in terms of what I do in entertainment. I got signed over there to a production deal with Red One, who is a producer that's done J-Lo, Lady Gaga, you know, Red One.
Yeah.
So Red One is now, I have a production deal with him, and we're working on a lot of new music together too. And then I also do acting. So I have an acting agent and an acting manager, and for that you like have to be based.
You have to be there because they can't call you and be like, Angie, we're audition tomorrow, and it takes 7 hours to get to Cali. Yeah.
Fly out and learn my lines on the plane. It just became unrealistic when it came to everything that I knew I wanted to pursue. So I had to go, but I ain't gonna lie, I get homesick. Boy, Gumbay Punch. I miss the food the most, and the beaches, and sometimes like talking to people is just hard to relate.
Hair and the accent.
Yeah, it's hard to relate, and you get really tired of people being like,
huh? What?
What's that? Are you from Jamaica? Are you? I get Europe a lot. Like, are you British?
Why?
Don't ask me. I just be like, no.
Did you take cheap British?
No, and then so it's just like a whole thing, you know. But
so has the move benefited more acting wise or music wise?
It's both a lot, but acting is just so it's so like right now, like it's very urgent. So I think that it helps the acting more that I'm stationed there. Like with music, I could like email files and collaborate from long distance. But when it comes to acting, they want to see you in person. They want to meet you. Exactly. They want to like, what's her height? Is she gonna work against our lead character? Or you know, so they have to see you. So I think it's helped a little more for acting that I'm like living there.
Just let people know, because everyone know you as a musician, to talk to us about maybe some things you've been in or just your experiences as trying to be an actor in Hollywood.
So last year I got to do 2 movies. One is called Blood of Drago. It's like a vampire, like horror kind of flick. And then another one was called The Message, and it was basically a Christian story. So they were really, really fun. The Message was cool because I got to learn archery, because it was based on like this girls' camp, and we had to go in the Big Bear Mountains. They put us up, and they had like this coach to teach us. So it felt like a real camp. Like it was really fun, and the cast was great. I'm still really close friends with all of them. And I also got to do a web series while I was there. And I've been auditioning a lot for the same projects, which is good because it means casting directors want to keep seeing you. They like something about you. So it's just a matter of time, really.
So for all us aspiring actors, actually take us through like the process from auditioning to getting the role, to shooting the movie, to release. Take us through one of the...
Okay, so when it comes to acting and the process, a lot of it is trust. People aren't going to invest all of their money into you as a lead character to carry their show for 8 years if it has 8 seasons and they don't trust you.
Right.
So a lot of it, sometimes you have to go read for them multiple times. The first one is called a pre-read, so that they get comfortable with you, and then that's when they will give you a call back for the audition.
The actual audition.
Yes, for like the casting director, because the pre-read is like with an assistant. It's really cool when you get to bypass pre-reads, because then it means like, okay, they remember you.
Your name of club.
Yeah, exactly. So then there's that, and then you get your first call back, which is like, okay, we're interested, we want to explore you more for this role. And then after that, you'll get like a producer session. And then after that, you'll get a network test. And then after that, usually you just wait weeks while they're deliberating, and then you'll find out if you booked it or if they're moving on to somebody else. It's a long...
And in that process, do you have to like not do any other auditions? Or?
No, you can still audition. If you happen to book something else, then you need to tell like your agent, and then they'll give them like your available dates. And if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. Right. You know, but you still, if there's an opportunity, you go. Yes.
So you have the role now. What's the next steps actually?
Okay, so now they'll send you like the script, they'll send you the call sheet, which is like all the information of where you're going, who the cast is, what days you're shooting, what scenes, and now you're an actor. So now you're diving into whatever the script is and trying to really jump into the mind of this person and dissect everything about it. It's really cool how it's organized though, because you don't have to like sit there and memorize like 100 pages all in one day. It's like, okay, on the first day of shooting, it's gonna be this scene. Let me focus on this scene in the context of the script. Right. And then you keep going like that. Piece by piece. Yeah.
Movie finished. Now so after the movie finished, now it's time to like, you're anxious, I guess you were anxious to see the final cut. So would you have ever experienced in your short time where you've done all this and you've been cut out of the role, or?
Thank God, no. I know it's coming, and they do sometimes. They just like cut a couple scenes that you're in or lines, but I haven't, thank God, because it's a lot of work.
Knock on wood.
Yeah, knock on wood for real.
And then, so that was your 2 movies last year. What are you working on this year that you can't talk about that might become acting wise this year? Or do you have anything in the works this year?
I've had, so the end of last year, I had a couple, I'll just give it to you. I was flown out to New York from a self-tape that I did for Broadway. And I got a call back, and I saw a lot of different casting directors for different shows. And I did get news that there's something good that could come out of it. They just don't know scheduling yet. So there could be something for theater coming up for me that I'm not able to confirm yet, just because I know just as much as I just told you, basically, you know?
That'd be dope to see a Bahamian on Broadway.
I know. Yeah. Listen, I just told you I grew up doing theater, so that's like the ultimate.
It's like a full circle.
It is, because you get to do both at the same time, sing and act. I hate when people are like, what do you love more? And I'm like,
I asked you the question.
Don't ask me that. Broadway. I want to do both. Don't ask me that. I hate that.
I think that'd be the perfect mix for you.
Yeah, absolutely.
So speaking of it, any Broadway plays that inspired you to want to go around this route?
That's a good question. Growing up, obviously I loved Grease.
Yeah, naturally.
From my mom. Listen, I love Grease. I love Cats, the musical. Les Mis. Miss Saigon. There's a lot. I like the classics. I like Phantom of the Opera. Like, I'm just like a soundtrack kind of. Yeah. I'm like, people think that like I go home and I listen to like pop music. I listen to like theater. I'm like a dork. Yeah. Like in the shower, I'm like singing Les Mis. Yeah. I know. I shouldn't have said that.
So you have a new track out right now. It's called, it says Non-Stop. Talk to me about that song.
So Non-Stop. So working with my whole music team in California, my big thing was I wanted to come out with the Bahamas knowing that I'm representing the Bahamas. Yes, I moved. Yes, I'm not here 24/7 anymore, but I was born here, I was raised here, I represent the Bahamas, I identify as Bahamian, and I really wanted my song to represent that. So Non-Stop is like a cool club song that really could bubble up from the streets. and I really wanted to focus on like giving it out to the DJs, and then from there I could work my way up to like the more pop corporate sounding songs, but it's like really island. Yeah, and I'm super.
So they'll never find any doubt where you from. They'll know you from. You was a 242.
I don't know, just by the slang I put in the lyrics, and that's how you know a Bahamian wrote it, because of the slang.
Yeah, they talking. Any other plans with that, like any music videos, or you just?
Yes. So we're gonna be working on a non-stop music video, and then I also did a remix with Julien Believe to Caribbean Slide. So we're gonna be working on a music video for that too. So
speaking of Julien, after these messages, responses, we let you know why Angie is back in Nassau. So stay back to Who That 242 with TIMMAY and Angelique Sabrina.
Kujia. We are the iconic sock brand company of the Bahamas, telling the historic and beautiful story of our country through uniquely designed pieces. We partner with private sectors to educate our followers about the cultural, environmental, and historical facts of this great Bahama land. Join us today. Kujia. Walk with confidence.
Welcome back to Who That 242. We still have Angelique Sabrina and your host TIMMAY. We have a special guest today, Julien Believe. If you remember, Julien on late last year, and we spoke about everything from how he got his name. But right now, why we have Julien? So why is Angelique Sabrina now? So why is she back?
Angelique Sabrina is back because she needs to be back, and she has to update the Bahamian people on what she's been doing across the world. I think it's very important that she tells her story so she can continue to inspire a lot of the young Bahamians and a lot of the young creatives, you know. And my team and I, the Compass Group, put together a school tour to empower the kids and give back as public figures. And that includes Jamal Rule, the celebrity artist, Lincoln Deal, Vice Chair F&M and Jet Link Adventures, Kil Kassar, and Miles Monroe Jr. And we felt like she fit the cast, and she's been able to relate to a lot of the young girls, man. The support for Angelique and the support for the tour has been huge, but just to be able to go into the schools and inspire the kids to be great and believe in themselves is something that means a lot, you know, if we're looking at seeing a better Bahamas. So for me, I mean, when her dad and the rest of her team and she agreed to come back home and doing it, we was really happy, and the people are happy, you know, so it's good.
Angie, let me know how your reaction to, like, give me both the fan reaction and how you felt being able to come back after being away for 2 and so years and just talking to the new generation of young Bahamians.
Even though I've been able to accomplish a lot in a short span of my career, I don't want people to feel like I'm unattainable or I'm out of reach or they can't contact me if they have questions about the industry that I'm in or anything in general. So being able to personally go to all of these different schools and see the kids face to face, perform for them, talk to them about what I've been doing for the past 2 years, what I look forward to doing, how they can do the same thing for whatever their passions are. It doesn't have to be music or acting. Whatever you want to do, you can be the best at that particular thing if you just follow these steps towards success that I think are kind of a rubric just in general. And then their reaction has been incredibly responsive. They're really excited to hear new music from me because, like you said, I gone and disappeared.
Just step out there. Hey, I gone, I gotta be back later.
They were even shocked that I was back here. They didn't know that I was here. So just to be able to show up and perform for them, they kind of been reacting like it's a concert, you know, like everyone's really excited and it's fun. They DM me afterwards and we have conversation. So it just feels like I'm getting to reach them on a personal level.
Tell me a bit about the island performances, because at least now some people like I think we are hard at the place, and some people in the Africa, like I feel like a lot of my family in the islands are really appreciative of the arts. Like over here, I always run Nassauvians. So y'all really appreciate good art. Like you're all so used to what y'all see on TV, y'all don't really appreciate what us Bahamians can do.
I think even more so for like the out islands, because I mean they see everything on social media and it's all happening in Nassau. So for us to be able to travel over there and really take our experience to their school, they just feel special, and that's the whole purpose, is to make every kid feel special and believed in, and like they're worth our time, which they all are. So
I don't know if you heard Jay, she spilled the beans on your remix. So she spilled the beans. Yeah, so I don't know if you could touch on that.
I mean, the Caribbean Side is a song that was made in the Bahamas 6 years ago, and we've been able to have a lot of success with that song. because of the support of the local market. And now Angelique and I have teamed up and we've created a group called Island Vibes. And we are prepared to take this song to the world now. And we have an international version that's about to release next week that I'm really, that we're really excited about. Our entire team's excited for this. And the support is really, really good. And I think that this is one of the records that the Bahamas can look at as a song that the Bahamas, Bahamian people can say, you know what, this one is ours, you know. And yeah, yeah, I mean, Angelique killed it, of course, but it's something that we're very proud of, and we're looking forward to 2018 and all the great things that are continuing to happen for us, man. So we'll be performing in China really soon, in about a month. So keep looking.
In this year's season Carnival, can we hear you in any soca songs? Or are you staying in your lane right now?
I actually am on a soca rhythm.
Okay.
So it isn't out yet, but the song is gonna be called like Rock with You. So I'm really excited to say that. It's a dope record. It's a dope.
Plan to hit any carnivals this year? Julien is carnival master. He just be listing them off.
The thing about me and Julien collaborating is anything that comes up for me, he's invited to. Anything that comes up for him, I'm invited to. So I can almost guarantee, I don't know any details yet, but I can almost guarantee there's going to be carnival. Yeah, there's going to be something. Definitely. Yeah.
And speaking, I haven't spoken to you since you've been to the last couple of carnivals. Miami Carnival, talk to me about that experience.
Miami Carnival was crazy. The support, again, the love for my songs is overwhelming, man, and the footage is right online for people to go and check out, and it's unbelievable, no pun intended. But I feel really good, man. I feel really good with the support that's coming, and it's been a long time here in the Bahamas, and now the support from the Bahamian people is now spilling over into the international market, and a lot of people are just really catching on the Caribbean slide and living wine, you know. And we want them to continue to keep up with the movement of songs that are coming out. Just feels good to be able to do what we do on a daily basis and represent this beautiful country, you know.
So Julien, before I kick you off the show, because it's a launch episode, I want to let people know where they can find you.
Listen, man, all you gotta do is type in JULIEN Believe on any social media platform. Follow the journey. We got new music coming, the Caribbean Slide remix called Jumpin' Wine, featuring Angelique Sabrina, Island Vibes, and it's a pleasure to be here with y'all as not so much a co-host, but a special guest. We love yourself. But now, man, much love. We appreciate y'all, man. So look forward to seeing y'all soon and keeping y'all posted.
So Angie, so you said Julien and your team. Julien was there from, you made your first song, and he got you back at the start to talk to me about that relationship, how important that is for you to maintain, because that's the one thing I think we have to always tell Bahamians, to make good connections and maintain them over the years.
It's absolutely important, because I believe that if your team isn't like family, then what you doing, because it all boils down to how much they care about you as a person, getting to learn you as an artist. And that's something that me and Julien, we are so much alike in our artistry and in our writing. Whenever we write together, it's like the same, so it just always is kinetic and magic when we get in the studio together. And he always calls me his little sister. People by now believe we blood. Literally everyone's like, so Julien, that's your brother? And I'm like, yeah, like might as well, because I grew up with him in terms of like my professional side from day one. So it's really important to me, and I believe that we are going to be able to maintain our collaboration throughout our whole careers.
So before I let you get out of here, just let me know, when can we see you again? Like something this, can we look forward to you coming back to do more stuff like this?
Oh yes, I'm back and forth. I know we're all talking about I live in California, but Bahamas is home. I have places to stay here, so y'all don't worry. I'll definitely be back.
So I just want to let people know where they can find all your music, your songs, YouTube, social media.
Type in ANGELIQUE, Angelique Sabrina, on any platform, and that's me. I'll pop up. YouTube, Instagram, Twitter. You can find me on SoundCloud. I'm on iTunes. That's it. Just type in Angelique Sabrina.
That's been episode 6 of Who Dat 242. I'm your host, TIMMAY. I'm so happy for Angie for being here. She came from Cali just for this. Not just for this.
Sure just for this.
See,
take credit.
Thanks. Julie think he come for me, but she come for me. And just stay tuned to look at a new song, Non-Stop, and stay tuned for more Who Dat 242.
Angelique, juicing. All my people, them tick-tock, up, down, wine it up. Ice it up, wine it slow. Rock with the ting, then drop with the ting, then pop with the ting non-stop. What's up? It's your gal Angelique Sabrina, and you've been watching Who Dat 242 with Timmy.
Who that? What? Who that? Who that?